All right, today we're diving into a really incredible story of ambition, of grit, of resilience. It's about a young woman named Maya and a dream that was so big, so seemingly out of reach, that it would push her to redefine what's even possible. So, right from the get go, we need to be crystal clear about what Maya wanted. We're not talking about a metaphor for success or a figure of speech here. Nope. Her dream was physical, it was real. She literally wanted to feel the wind under her own wings and see the world from high above, just like a bird does. And here's the thing, talk about a disconnect, right? On one side, you have this grand vision of the endless open sky, pure freedom, and on the other, her reality, a small apartment in a concrete city, a world of walls and limits. This is the gap she had to cross. So, how does a dream that big even survive in an environment like that? Well, this is where we get to see Maya's incredible spirit. She just refused to let her circumstances clip her wings before she even had a chance to build them. I mean, her childhood wasn't easy. Money was always tight, opportunities felt scarce. But here's what's so powerful, her mindset. Instead of seeing these things as roadblocks, she used them as fuel. She poured every ounce of her energy into her studies, treating science and engineering not just like school subjects, but like the actual tools she was going to use to build her dream. And all that hard work in school, it wasn't just about getting good grades. It was her laying the foundation, piece by piece, to turn this wild dream into a solid plan. And pretty soon, all that preparation was about to collide with a discovery that would change everything. You can see how this all connects, right? It was like a chain reaction. Each achievement was a step up the ladder. Doing great in school got her the scholarship. The scholarship let her study aeronautical engineering. And that put her in exactly the right place at exactly the right time to find something incredible. Can you just imagine that moment? Tucked away in some dusty corner of the university archives, she finds this, a forgotten, incomplete blueprint, a 100-year-old failed idea. Anyone else would have just seen a dead end, a piece of history. But Maya, she saw a starting point. She saw the potential nobody else could. But of course, finding the blueprint was just the beginning. The real work, that was a whole different beast. She needed materials she couldn't afford. She had to solve all these engineering problems the original designer couldn't, and all while people around her were probably telling her she was crazy. It took more than just being smart. It took grit, part-time jobs, and so many sleepless nights in the lab. And then, after all of that, all the struggle and sacrifice, the moment of creation. The wings were finished. A true marvel of engineering, light, strong, intricate, built not with a huge budget, but with pure, unstoppable determination. So the question wasn't if she could build them anymore. It was, would they actually work? And that brings us to the ultimate test. Just picture it, Maya standing on the very edge of the tallest skyscraper in Evercrest. The wind is whipping around her. The whole city is just laid out beneath her feet. This is it, the moment of truth. Everything, I mean everything, comes down to this one question. All those years of dreaming, all the hard work, every single sacrifice, it all hangs in the balance in this one absolutely terrifying and exhilarating moment. She had to take that leap of faith. So she took a deep breath, pushed away every last shred of doubt, and she just ran, straight for the edge. And then she was in the air. She launched herself into that open space, into that huge, vast emptiness above the city. And for one heart-stopping second, gravity won. A terrifying, gut-wrenching fall. The ground rushing up way too fast. It looked like it was over. But then, the wings caught the air. The gears clicked into place, and that terrifying fall turned into a graceful glide. She wasn't plummeting. She was soaring. I can't even imagine that feeling. Pure, absolute victory. You see, her flight was so much more than just a person in the air. It was a symbol. It was about rising above, not just the city's skyline, but above her circumstances, above all the people who doubted her, and even above her own fears. And down on the ground, something amazing happened. The whole city just stopped. The noise, the traffic, the rush, it all paused. People looked up. And what they saw wasn't just a girl with wings. They saw proof that the impossible could be possible. Her personal win became this huge moment of inspiration for everyone. And up there, Soaring above it all, Maya had this profound realization. By doing the impossible, she hadn't just reached her goal. No, she had unlocked a future with no limits. The sky wasn't a ceiling to break through anymore. It was now the floor for whatever came next. And that kind of leaves us with a question, doesn't it? Maya's story is about building literal wings, but her journey is really a metaphor for any big dream. So it's worth asking yourself, what's that impossible thing you're working towards? What are the blueprints you're trying to piece together? What wings are you building?